All right, shalom, shalom. I'm going to start off this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops, a great millstone that rule well, that teach well, while learn the truth 100% according to the Bible. I also want to say shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, prophet, servants scattered abroad the four corners of the earth, and shalom to you, Akwaf, which are you sisters that are sincere in your children, shalom. And in today's video is going to be building off of this video that I have, and I'm going to name today's video Esau Edom is showing his true colors. Because, with this video that I'm going to show you, it's just going into showing you basically how this devil is showing his true colors, man, and how he really feel about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. This man is no longer hiding that hatred that he ultimately has for you tribes, man. And this is what the men of the Lord, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and the men on down teaching the same doctrine, been warning you Israelites about that. We were going to come into a time like this where this man is going to show you Israelites how he truly feels about you, man. And they're showing that now, but it's only going to continue to get worse as time progresses and moves on. But with that being said, I'm going to get into this video. But before I started, I want to say fair use, fair use. I'm 1976 Copyright Act. I'm not getting paid for this video. This is only for educational purposes only.
Officially satanic now, and this is what I need to show you. Laura Loomer posted this on X, and she's actually saying that alligator lives matter and that they will have 65 million meals now if they start now. So why does she say 65 million meals? Let's take a look at the Latino population in the United States, and what do we see? It's roughly 65 million people. So Laura Loomer is insinuating that they want to get rid of Latinos by feeding them to the alligators, basically.
Right, and that's ultimately what Esau Edom's plan is to do to you Israelites, man, to ultimately to eradicate you. That's why they got the Georgia Guidestones and all of these other different types of things that they have around the world set up to where it talks about depopulation. Why you think they push that depopulation agenda so heavily? They push that on you tribes because that's who they're mainly trying to depopulate. Because ultimately, this man sees you as his enemy, man. And I'm actually getting the precept right here. This is Isaiah chapter 19. And I'm going to start at verse 4 because this is what we see happening, man. Donald Trump is that cruel Lord, which is Nero in the reincarnation, coming back ultimately to show his intense hatred that he has towards you Israelites, man. Right? And it said, and the Egyptians, right, which is talking about the modern day Americans, because this place is called spiritually Sodom and Egypt. So this place, Babylon, the great America, these people here, right, the people that have drinking off of the philosophies and the wines of this place, they're the modern day Egyptians, the 2/3 of our people and these other heathen nations, right? She says, will I give over into the hands of a cruel Lord, right, which is Donald Trump, right? And a fierce king shall rule over them, right? Saith the Lord of hosts. And that's ultimately what we see occurring, man, that this man is ruling over you with that rod of iron. He's only going to get more draconian in his laws and things of that nature that he's ultimately setting up. Because ultimately he despises you Israelites, man. And that's what he's going to continue to show you more and more as time progresses, man. He's going to get more sinister with how he's doing things, man. So I'm going to get back into the video.
Since alligator Alcatraz is all over the news right now with its comparisons to concentration camps and disgusting way of holding people, do we even wonder anymore that our government has reached an all-time low now in hatred, vileness, disgusting, filthy rhetoric? I don't even know what to say anymore, guys, because it's become so horrible. It's just insane. I want to tell you, MAGA Christian, you cannot make an excuse anymore. You are without excuses. You are absolutely without excuses. You have to draw the line somewhere. You have to.
Laura Loomer said that the 65 million Latinos in this country should be food for alligators. Never forget that Laura Loomer said that alligator Alcatraz would create 65 million meals for alligators. Now, you might think it's a joke, but they fed our babies to alligators, and they thought it was so funny that they put it on candy boxes, they put it on tobacco boxes, they put it on coffee cans, they put it on...
Right, and we see Esau coming back to that same mentality, man. That's why it tells us in the book right here, I'm going to get this. This is Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus in Apocrypha, chapter 12, and I'm going to start at verse 10. It says, never trust thine enemy, right? Because our enemy is ultimately Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. And a lot of our people, they believe in this man, you know, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians. These are the same people that just a few months ago, they were actually voting for Donald Trump, man. Now they're finding themselves in situations where they're getting deported and all of these different types of things are happening unto them. This is happening in the result of trusting your enemy, man. Right? It says, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, man. And we know the worse our iron gets, right, the worse it becomes, the more it rusts, right? So that's the same thing with this man's personality and ultimately his characteristics, right? His behavior is going to get worse and worse over time, man, right? So it says, verse 11, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, right? And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. And that's what a lot of our people are about to see soon, man, because they remember what happened in the 1800s, the early 1900s and things of that nature. They thought that this man have changed, that he will never go back to that mindset. But they're about to see very soon in the very near future that he's the same devil, man, that the men of the Lord have been warning you about, the same devil of the scriptures, man. And he's about to show you people that colors, man, you know, and how he truly feels about you, man, you know. So this is what's coming, man. And it goes into that in the scriptures, the time of Jacob's trouble, man, you know, and that's what we ultimately see manifesting. And that's what we're going to get out of all of these scenarios that's happening, because we know that sooner or later, it's not just going to be him coming after the northern kingdom, because he said that he's getting ready to come after the southern kingdom as well, right? You just had him come out with a thing to where he said that he's going to deport 500,000 Haitians, right? Which are the southern kingdom, so-called black people. That's who he's getting ready to come after next. So he started with the northern tribes, but he's going to end it with the Judah, you know, the southern kingdom, man. That's who he's coming after next, you know, and that's what we've been warning you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians ultimately about, that times are about to get bad here in this place, America, man, that this place is not for you. That's why we tell you in the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 10, to arise ye and depart, right? Meaning depart from this place, America, spiritually, man, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with the sword of destruction, man. And that's what's about to happen, man. This man is about to bring a lot of destruction upon you Israelites, man. And a lot of you people that didn't take heed to these warnings, didn't believe in what it was that the men of the Lord was ultimately telling you about. You took it for granted. You people are about to get caught up in the midst of these things, man. Right? So I'm going to get back into this video.
Boxes. But the reason why black and brown people can't fight to win a future where we are truly liberated is because we are programmed. There are four walls that block in the minds of black and brown people, and we've been at this a whole lot longer than y'all, so let me tell you what they are. We've been programmed to worship white folks, to objectify women, to fear going to hell, and to value money over all else. Now, I'm talking to the black and the brown people because with white folks, half of them are racist and half of them are playing the wait and see game. It's not affecting them, so they're like, let's see how this goes. Worshiping white people means we'll always find a reason to justify what it is that they do. And so you have a white God, white Jesus, white angels, white saint. It puts the idea in your mind that white is right.
A top Trump advisor just called for the genocide of all Latinos and Hispanics living in the U.S. This is Laura Loomer, a Trump ally and top advisor, and this is what she said a couple hours ago. Alligator lives matter. The good news is alligators are guaranteed 65 million meals if we get started now. She is of course referring to Alligator Alcatraz, a new concentration camp that was just built in Florida. But here's the thing, she's not saying 65 million undocumented people, she's saying 65 million people, period. And lo and behold, just by
and you see what it is that the woman has said, man, on the Twitter account. You know, she basically said that, you know, they need to eradicate all so-called Latin tribes, man. You know, and this is the mindset of Esau, man, and that's exactly what he's preparing to do, man. That's why you got him setting up Alligator Alcatraz, man, and all of these different concentration camps around the world that America is making deals with over there in El Salvador, Guantanamo Bay, and Cuba. All of these prisons they're setting up because they're about to throw a lot of you Israelites into them, man. You people are about to be public enemy number one in the very near future, man. That's why it's called the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Right? And I'm actually go to that precept, right? Bear with me. This is Jeremiah chapter 30, and I'm starting verse 4, right? And it states, and these are the words that the Lord, right? Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus, right? It says, spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah, which is both northern and southern kingdom, man. Because the reason it's called Jacob's trouble, because it's going to affect all 12 tribes. It's not going to just affect the northern kingdom. See, because that's what Jake is looking at now. They're seeing these things happening to the northern tribes, and they thinking that, oh, that'll never happen to us. Oh, we good. Esau ain't going to come after us like that. Master loves us. That's what these Israelites think, the so-called southern kingdom, the black people. That's their mindset, that these things will never come upon them. But they sadly mistaken, man, because this man, once he results all of his anger that he has towards the northern tribes, he's going to come after you southern tribes with that same fury and hate, man. Right? And this is what's coming. Right? So I'm going to go to verse 5. It says, for thus saith the Lord Yahweh, right? We have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace, man. And that's what a lot of these people here in America believe is happening, man. You got a lot of people as of this moment, they're celebrating the so-called 4th of July. They're caught up in the spirit of mirth, having fun, celebrating, committing all type of wickedness. And they don't even know that these times are fastly approaching them, man. Right? They're caught up in the ways of this life, having fun, thinking everything is just a damn game. But everything is about to change in this country, man. I'm telling you, for the worse. Especially for you people that are not on the right sides of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. Mainly you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians. If you're not on the side of the Lord when these things happen, man, then you're gonna be in a pitiful case, man. No better way to put it, right? So this is verse 6. It said, ask ye now and see whether a man, right, doth travail with child. Because that's how bad it's going to get out here very soon, man. When Esau starts coming down like a madman upon you Israelites, man. It's going to be complete chaos, man. All of that pride and arrogancy that you see amongst our people when you walk outside and go to these various places, all of that is about to come to an end soon, man. When the Lord puts the battery in this devil's back to ultimately come after you Israelites, man. Right? And he starts showing that true nature that he has towards you, man. All of that going to be put up, man. People ain't going to be, laughing and joking and smiling in that day. All of that's coming to an end, man. Right? This is why we're telling you Israelites to repent and to turn back to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua now, man. As it tells you in Isaiah 55:6, it says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found, man. Because it's about to come a time and period where you're not going to be able to seek the Lord, man. And if you were playing games with the Lord during his grace period, when all hell breaks loose, he's not going to be with you, man. This is why we're telling you to repent, because this is about to get very serious out here, man. And a lot of these people is not prepared for it spiritually, man, at all. Right? So I'm going to finish reading. It says, wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness, man. Because that's the fear that's ultimately going to overtake these people very soon in the near future. Because these are the same people that laugh, that scoff, that mock. They come up against the man of the Lord. They think these things will never happen. They just laughing. They in that spirit of having fun, taking everything for granted. They're about to see very soon. And that fear is going to overtake these people because ultimately they know that they have not been preparing themselves spiritually for these times, man. They're going to know that in these days that are coming, that instead of them seeking after the Lord, they've been seeking after foolish things, man. Right? So this is verse 7. It says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it, right? It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it, man. And the only ones the Lord is going to save out of this said trouble that is about to come are his elect, man. Those that are predestined to ultimately to make it through these evils that the Lord is about to bring forth, man, these judgments, because it's about to get very serious out here very soon, man, And I'm actually go to a precept touching on that, because this is why the elect is ultimately going to be stable in these times, man. Right? Because they ultimately going to have what the people in the world, mainly the 2/3 of our people, does not have. And that's the knowledge and wisdom of the scriptures, man. Right? This is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. It said, and wisdom and knowledge, right, of the Bible, of the scriptures, man. The same book that people don't want to read. The same book that people don't believe in. The same book that people come up against. Right? People are about to be shit out of luck, man. Especially you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians. Right? Shall be the stability of thy times, right? So having this understanding according to the Bible is what's going to keep the Lord's elect stable during the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Right? The rest of our people, they're not going to know what the hell to do. They're going to be bugging out, man. Losing their mind, going crazy, going insane, not knowing what to do, going into these concentration camps, man. Right? Because ultimately they don't have the knowledge and wisdom of the scriptures, man, to keep them stable and level-headed in the times and seasons that are about to manifest, man. Right? So I'm going to finish reading. It said, and strength of salvation, the fear of the Lord is his treasure, man. And that's why the Lord is ultimately going to protect his elect. Because they fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. 2/3 of our people, they don't fear the Lord at all. And you can tell by their behavior, by their actions, by the things that they do, how they live their lives, man, that they do not fear the Lord at all. But hey, soon to come, everybody is about to fear the Lord, man. Either you're going to fear the Lord willingly or unwillingly, man. And that's what a lot of our people are about to receive. Unwillingly, they're about to fear the Lord because they're about to fall into his hands, right? And he's going to use Esau, Edom as that sword on the left-hand side to bring forth judgment upon a lot of you wicked jakes, man. That's what time and season that we're living in, man. So I'm going to actually get this precept as well, right? Because this is the time and season that we're in, brothers and sisters. You know, these things are only going to continue to keep getting worse and worse as time goes on, man. You know, Donald Trump is not playing with you Israelites, man. And he's about to show you that very soon. So this is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. It said, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth, right, and of the sea. For the devil, right, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, right, is come down unto you, right, you 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. You're the main one that he's about to, you know, come upon with that great wrath, with that great fury, with all of his anger, man, right? It says because he knoweth that he have but a short time, and that's what this man knows, man. He knows he only has a short time to rule this earth and wickedness. He knows that his power is coming to an end, right? As it tells you in 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, for Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. These devils know that, man. So they're about to come with all their weapons, all of their drones, AI technology, their robots. They're about to come very ferociously among you Israelites, man. You know, everything that this man has in his arsenal, because he was blessed with that sword. It tells you that in Genesis chapter 27, verse 40. That's the blessing that he was given by his father Isaac, man. He was blessed with the sword, and he's perfected that weapon, and he's about to come after you Israelites with it, man. And the Lord is going to allow him to do it, because we know that all things are being controlled by Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua, both good and evil, man. So the Lord is going to allow him to unleash this wrath upon you wicked, rebellious jakes, man. Right? And this is what the men of the Lord have been warning you people about. Right? So I'm actually get this precept right here, because this is what this man was created to do. This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. And it said, and there went out another horse that was red, right, representing Esau. And power was given to him, right, by the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, man, that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. And that's what this man have done. That's why you look all around the world. You got all these wars happening. You got all of this different mayhem and chaos taking place. All of that was created by this damn devil, man. And the Lord have given him that power to do these things because he's the wicked that the Bible speaks of. But soon to come, he's about to take peace from this place, America, man, right? It's not about to be very peaceful in this country too much longer, man. That's why you see him setting up everything, man. You think it's only a coincidence Donald Trump sending out, you know, the military at these protests and things of that nature that happened in the past few weeks? You think they're just doing these things for nothing, man? No, all of these things are test runs because they know ultimately it's not just going to be a drill. They're going to really mandate the military. There's really going to be martial law. There's really going to be a lot of, you know, torturous punishments that are coming among you Israelites, man. And we're getting ready to step into those times, man. Right? And I'm going to finish reading it. It says, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, right? And that was given unto him a great sword, man. And that sword that this devil ultimately has is being sharpened, man. And, you know, he's getting ready to make a sore slaughter upon you Israelites with that sword, man, which is his blessing. And I'm going to go to that. This is Ezekiel chapter 21, and I'm going to start at verse 9 in the KJV. It says, Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished, man, right? And this is verse 10. It said, it is sharpened to make a sore slaughter, right? It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? And see, that's the spirit that a lot of our people are in right now. Because as you can see, the men of the Lord, starting with the apostles and elders of great millstone, we're warning you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, what's about to happen. We're warning you about what this man is about to do to you people. We're warning you he's about to come down upon you with great wrath. And a lot of you are about to be thrown off into these prisons and things of that nature that he's setting up. We warning you people, man. But guess what? You people still in the spirit of mirth, still having fun, still laughing, still talking shit, still scoffing, man. Thinking it's a joke. But it ain't finna be a joke when he come after you, man. Right? When he's snatching you and your family up and deporting you and sending you back to a place where you don't even know where you're at, man. It ain't about to be funny real soon, man. I'm telling you, the Lord is about to allow that spirit of pride amongst our people to come to a cease, man. Tell you, it ain't finna be pride too much longer, man. When these evils start happening upon you tribes, man. Right? So I'm going to finish reading. It said, it contemneth the rod of my son as every tree, right? And this is verse 11. It said, and he hath given it to be furbished, right? The Heavenly Father have given Esau the blessing of the sword, right? That it may be handled. This sword is sharpened and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. And who's that slayer? The so-called white man,